It was early morning. The sky outside was still a little grey, with soft sunlight slowly entering through the bedroom windows. Inside the luxurious bedroom, Jungkook stood in front of the mirror, fixing the collar of his black shirt. His sleeves were rolled up, showing off his tattoos ran along them. He looked sharp and dangerous as always. Behind him on the large bed, you were still sleeping, your body curled up under the thick blanket. Jungkook noticed you through the mirror, his eyebrows slightly furrowed. He turned around and called you in a calm but firm tone. Wan, he said. You didn't move. Wan, he said again, louder. Still no response. With a sigh, he walked over to the bed and gently patted your shoulder. You flinched and quickly opened your eyes. Your heart jumped in your chest when you saw Jungkook standing right beside you, looking down with his usual unreadable expression. You sat up straight, eyes wide. Good morning, sir, you said quickly, still half sleepy but scared. He raised one eyebrow slightly. Good morning, he said. Are you not coming for the meeting? Your mind raced meeting and then it hit you. There was an important meeting today. His team was discussing the plans for opening a new company branch. You had asked Jungkook for the secretary position so you wouldn't have to sit at home doing nothing. You remembered now the meeting was at 9 a.m. You quickly got out of bed. I'm sorry, you said, brushing your messy hair back. I slept a little more today. Jungkook looked at you quietly for a second, then nodded. It's alright, go and get ready. I'll wait downstairs, he said coolly and turned to leave. But before he walked out the door, he paused for a moment. You don't need to call me sir in the house, he said without turning around. Just call me Jungkook. You blinked surprised. Okay, Jungkook, you said softly. He nodded once and left the room. As soon as the door closed behind him, you let out a big sigh, your shoulders relaxing. It felt like a monster left the room, you whispered to yourself. Even though it had been 3 months since you married Jungkook, you still couldn't feel comfortable around him. The marriage wasn't out of love, it was because of a promise. That promise came true when your wedding got cancelled. Your groom ran away with another girl just hours before the ceremony. Your whole family was shattered and humiliated. To save your dignity, Jungkook's father asked his son to marry you, and Jungkook, out of respect, agreed. You never met him before the wedding, and now you are married to the most feared mafia leader in the country. Even though Jungkook never shouted or hurt you, you were still scared. He had a cold personality, and those dark eyes always made you nervous. You even asked him to keep your marriage a secret. If people know I'm your wife, I'll become an easy target. You had told him, I don't want to be seen as someone who lives an easy rich life either. I want to work and earn my own respect. That's why you applied for the job as his secretary. Jungkook made you go through the full interview process just like any other candidate, and you passed the interview. Now, standing in front of your wardrobe, you pulled out a formal white blouse and a black pencil skirt. But suddenly you felt a dull pain in your lower stomach. Your face winced a little. Ah, you whispered. You clutched your stomach and leaned against the wardrobe. Then you remembered, right, my periods. You had gotten your periods last night and the cramps kept you awake almost till 4 a.m. That's why you had slept late and didn't hear Jungkook earlier. You grabbed a Noah Elsa's pad from the drawer, picked your clothes, and went to the bathroom. You chose that brand because you have sensitive skin and it helped you to not face period pad rashes. The warm water from the shower hit your skin as you stood under it, hoping it would relax your cramps. You placed your hand on your stomach, trying to breathe through the pain. Of all days, it had to be today, you mumbled. You leaned your head against the cold tiles, eyes closed, hoping the water would help you feel better before the long meeting with your mafia husband. After the bath, you got dressed in your office outfit, a soft white blouse tucked into a black pencil skirt with simple earrings and light makeup. You brushed your hair neatly, sprayed a soft perfume, and sighed as you checked yourself once in the mirror. Okay, you can do this, you whispered to yourself. You took a deep breath and went downstairs. Jungkook was standing near the dining table, talking to one of the bodyguards the moment he saw you walking down the stairs. His gaze locked on you. His cold eyes softened a little, but his face remained expressionless. What you didn't know was he always looked at you like that. He was secretly admiring you, but he never showed it, never said a word. You look ready, Jungkook said in a calm voice. Shall we have breakfast? You nodded. Yes. The maids quickly brought you plates. There was toast, eggs, fruits, and coffee. You both sat quietly and began eating. The only sound in the room was the gentle clinking of cutlery. You always found this silence a little awkward, but today you were hungrier than usual. While eating, you took a quick bite of toast and suddenly started choking. Your eyes widened and your hand flew to your throat as if thought hard. Jungkook's chair moved back in a second. He rushed to your side, gently tapped your head, and gave you a glass of water. Drink slowly, he said in a soft but serious tone. You quickly took the water and drank it. After a few gulps, your coughing calmed down. I'm fine now, thank you, you said, your eyes watery from the choking. He simply nodded and returned to his seat, but your heart melted a little. He didn't speak much, but in moments like this, you felt cared for. I don't know why I feel so happy when he looks after me, even a little, you thought, hiding a teeny smile. After breakfast, you both walked to the car. Jungkook, like a gentleman, walked ahead and opened the door for you. His eyes didn't meet yours, but the small gesture meant a lot to you. Thank you, you whispered. He nodded again, waited for you to sit, then walked around and got in the driver's seat. As always, he drove himself, never letting anyone else take the wheel when you were with him. While driving, his eyes stayed on the road, but his mind wasn't fully there. Tell me today's schedule, he said in a low voice. You open your phone and read the list. There is a 10:30 meeting with the finance team, then a meeting with the construction team at noon. After lunch, there is a press call regarding the new company branch at 4 p.m., a private meeting with the legal advisors. He nodded slightly. Good. What you didn't know, he was listening, but he was also stealing glances at you. His heart was warm seeing how dedicated you were. Even while looking pale and tired, he knew something was off, but he didn't ask you. You reached the office soon. The building was tall and grand. Jungkook's name was respected and feared in every corner of the city. As you both walked in, staff greeted him respectfully and bowed their heads. You walked beside him quietly, trying to keep up despite your growing cramps. The pain in your lower belly was slowly increasing, but you didn't want to show it. Jungkook, I'll just go to the washroom. I'll be back in a few minutes, you said softly. He gave a small nod and headed to the elevator that led to his private cabin on the top floor of the company building. You entered the washroom. It was quiet and clean. You went to the mirror, fixed your hair, and whispered to yourself, don't lose focus, Wine. It's just cramps. Don't show your weakness. You're strong, okay? You took a deep breath and washed your face with cold water. Just then your colleague and one of the junior secretaries, Sia, walked out of the stall. She looked tired and was holding her lower back. She saw you and gave you a weak smile. Wine, you look so pale. Are you okay? I'm fine, just tired. You look like trying to act normal. You okay? She sighed. I'm on my period. It started suddenly and the cramps are horrible. You felt a wave of sympathy. Me too, started last night. I didn't sleep properly. Sia looked surprised. Really? How do you manage? Aren't you scared of leakage during long hours? You shook your head and smiled. I use Noir, L-size during the day and Excel for heavy flows or nights. They have been a blessing. No leakage till now. She looked impressed. Can I borrow one? I didn't carry any today. I'll order new ones when I reach home. Of course, you took out a spare from your bag and handed it to her. Here. She looked so relieved. Thank you so much, you nodded and walked out. Back upstairs, Jungkook was sitting in his cabin. You entered quietly and took your seat near his desk. The room was modern and large, with black and silver furniture, soft lighting, and giant windows behind him. He started talking about the legal clauses for the new company, but your mind couldn't keep up. Your stomach was twisting with pain. You nodded a few times, but your eyes were half open and your body leaned slightly forward. When your name came out in a sharp tone, you blinked and looked up. Yes? Jungkook's cold eyes were on you. Where is your attention? I asked you something 2 times. I'm sorry, you said quickly. I was just a little tired. His voice turned a little more serious. You need to focus. This is not a game, understand? You looked down, biting your lip. Yes, I'm really sorry. He stared at you for a second more, then looked away. Fine, go prepare the conference room. You nodded and left the cabin quickly. As soon as you were out of his sight, you leaned on the wall for a second and held your stomach again. It's okay, just go through this meeting, then you can rest. You whispered to yourself and walked towards the conference room. Even the Jungkook didn't know the reason of your tiredness, your silence, or your slow steps. He did feel something was wrong. And behind his cold mask, his heart was already restless. Inside the conference room, the large table was surrounded by men in suits. The team heads, secretaries, and assistants had taken their seats. At the head of the table sat Jungkook, sharp in his dark grey suit, sleeves rolled slightly, eyes focused and cold. Everyone became silent as he placed a file on the table and stood up. Good morning, Jungkook started, his voice firm and deep. Today's meeting is about the final blueprint approval for our new company branch in Busan. We need the construction team to confirm the structure plan and legal to finalize the land agreements. He flipped through the papers, then continued. No delays are accepted. I want the paperwork sealed before the press release. As he spoke, everyone was taking notes and nodding, except you. You sat at the far end near the side table. The pain in your stomach had returned, your body was heavy, eyes were barely open, the cramps, the late night period, and lack of sleep all mixed together. Your mind tried to focus, but your head slowly dropped, and before you realized, your body leaned forward and your head gently rested uncrossed. You fell asleep, right there in the middle of the meeting. Jungkook noticed after a few minutes his eyes flickered towards you and froze. His jaw clenched. He stared at you, his secretary, his wife, dozing off during an important meeting. He didn't know anything about your pain. He only saw you not doing your job. One, he called. His voice was sharp. You didn't move. One, he called again, louder. Still nothing. One employee from Team B sitting close to you noticed and gently patted your shoulder. You flinched and suddenly woke up, blinking fast. As you looked up, your eyes met Jungkook's. He was standing now, arms crossed, eyes full of anger. I'm sorry, you said quickly, standing up, panic in your chest. Sleeping during a business meeting? Are you serious? Jungkook snapped. If you're not interested, you can walk out, Ryan. I'm really sorry, he whispered, head lowered, not knowing how to explain your condition in front of so many people. Suddenly, Sia stood up from the other side. She was Jungkook's partner's wife and your close colleague. She sat close to Jungkook's seat and leaned slightly, whispering in his ear. She's on her period. It started last night. She didn't sleep and she's been in pain. Jungkook's eyes widened for a second. He turned his head slightly, looking back at you. Your pale face, tired eyes, and weak body, everything made sense now. Without saying a word, he pulled off his coat and rolled up his sleeves. The entire room went quiet. Then, without warning, Jungkook walked towards you, and in front of everyone, he bent slightly and picked you up in bridal style. Your eyes widened in shock. Everyone gasped. Jungkook, you whispered, holding his shirt, not knowing what to say. He didn't respond. He simply turned and walked out of the room with you in his arms. You could hear people whispering behind. Did you see that? Who is she really? Maybe she is his mistress. Then one man laughed softly and said, of course, she is pretty. What Mafia boss leaves such a woman alone? She must be his mistress. That was it. Jungkook stopped walking. He placed you gently on the long couch inside his cabin and said, just a minute while. Then he turned back and walked towards the conference room like a storm. The man who had commented laughed again until Jungkook walked straight up to him, eyes blazing. Without warning, Jungkook raised his hand and slapped the man hard across the face. The sound echoed in the room. Everyone went silent, faces turned pale. Then Jungkook grabbed the man by his collar. No, mistress, Jungkook said in a dangerously low voice. She is my wife. Gasps filled the space, mouths dropped open. Why? Someone whispered. Jungkook threw the man back on his chair and turned to the room. She is Mrs. John Man. From this moment, everyone will show her the same respect you show me. Understand? Everyone nodded fast. No one dared say a word. He left the room and returned to his cabin, locking the door behind him. You sat quietly on the couch, eyes wide, heart beating fast. You didn't expect him to say it to the whole company. He walked over, sat beside you, still angry but softer now. Why didn't you tell me? You were on your period, he asked. You looked down, your fingers clutching the hem of your skirt. I thought it's not a serious matter. He stood up, clearly frustrated. Not serious, why? What's your problem? Just tell me. You flinched slightly. I would have told you to stay at home, rest, eat something hot. I was scared, you whispered. He froze. You looked at him with teary eyes. I'm scared to tell you. You're always cold and serious. I thought you would get angry. He didn't say anything for 2 full minutes. Then he sighed deeply and sat beside you again. Wrapping one strong arm around your shoulder, he pulled you closer. I'm a monster, he asked in a quiet voice. That you have to be scared of me. He shook your head gently. No, that, then why? You hesitated, then said honestly, you're a mafia. You're always cool. You scare everyone. He nodded slowly. I grew up without a mother wine. I never learned how to be soft. His voice slightly cracked, but I can say this. I may look cold from outside, but from inside, I'm sweet, especially for my wife. He blinked at his words. You didn't expect such honesty. I don't know how to express love, he continued, but if you teach me how to be soft, I would love to learn. Your lips curved into a small smile. You didn't know what to say, but your heart felt warm. Okay, you whispered, I'll teach you. He smiled for the first time that day, a soft, rare smile. Then he stood up and said, sit properly. He helped you sit on a soft chair and walked to the side of the room. You looked around and noticed something you never saw properly before. In the corner of the cabin, there was a small mini kitchen, clean, modern with basic cooking items. Jungkook rolled up his sleeves again and leaned out. enjoying every spoon you took. You smiled the whole time. After lunch, he made you lie down on the couch. He brought a small hot water bag, placed it gently on your stomach, and covered you with a soft blanket. Then he sat beside you reading a file quietly while your head rested on his lap. The day he didn't attend any more meetings. He took you home early, he cooked dinner, he stayed beside you, gave you medicine, and even held your hands as you drifted to sleep. And in your half sleeping state, you heard his voice whisper near your ear, "I'm sorry, I shouted at you. I'll be better, I promise." And you knew your cold mafia husband had a warm heart only for you. Thank you for watching.